Today, June 12th, our readings 1 Kings 12, 2 Corinthians 10 and 11, and Philippians chapter 2. Let's turn to 1 Kings chapter 12 for a reading today. 1 Kings, of course, details all the different kings. And most of the time what you read is this king came to power at this point, and he did not follow in the ways of his fathers, and did evil, and so on and so forth. Chapter 12 is one of the first ones to follow Solomon, and you see right away things are going to go south. It's a clue as to all that's to come. We had David, we had Saul, then David, and then Solomon. And yet then Solomon's kids right away it starts to deteriorate, as we see here in chapter 12. It says, Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel had come to Shechem to make him king. And as soon as Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, heard of it, he was still in Egypt when he had fled from King Solomon. Jeroboam returned from Egypt. And they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the assembly of Israel came and said to Rehoboam, Your father made our yoke heavy. Now therefore, lighten the hard service of your father and his heavy yoke on us, and we will serve you. And he said to them, Go away for 3 days, and then come again. So the people went away. So the people are like, hey, we want to make this thing work. And so here's what we suggest. And so King Rehoboam took counsel with the old men who had stood before Solomon his father while he was yet alive, saying, How do you advise me to answer the people? And they said, Well, if you will be a servant to this people today and serve them and speak good words to them when you answer them, then they will be your servants forever. But he abandoned the counsel that the old men gave him and took counsel with the young men who had grown up with him and stood before him. And he said to him, What do you advise that we answer this people who have said to me, Lighten the yoke that your father put on us? The young men who had grown up with him said to him, Thus you shall speak to the people who said to you, Your father made our yoke heavy, but you lighten it for us. Thus you shall say to them, My little finger is thicker than my father's thighs. And now, whereas my father laid on you a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, I will discipline you with scorpions. And so that's what happened. And then what follows is the dividing of the kingdom. It happens that quick. You're like, how did this go so bad so quick? How did the wisest guy, Solomon, writing all of these words of wisdom over his years, have a son who so quickly abandons the things of the Lord? Well, again, it's a reminder that faith has no grandchildren. It has no children, and it has no grandchildren. Each of us are responsible to follow the Lord. Parents are responsible to train up a child in the way that they should go so that they will not depart from it. And that's the hope, right? That's what we want to do, that's what we want to encourage. We want to do that not just in telling, but in our showing and our demonstrating of a life well lived unto the Lord, that they would see that the Lord is good. And here, Rehoboam goes with foolishness rather than wisdom, and it costs him dearly. And it's a warning, even for youth, to be cautious about some of the things that you think are just so obvious, and yet wisdom would say, give pause. And sometimes when things are rushed, that's not a great sign. Sometimes when certain people are saying slow and others saying fast, weigh out. Pray about these things. And when it comes to really following the Lord, there's no substitute for your own faith. Walk with Him. Until next time, keep growing little by little.